Hi everyone, and welcome to week 5 of designing a brand identity. I'm going to go ahead and take you through the content for the week and what to expect. So this week we're moving forward with the brand style guide components. Last week you had your first real, the week before last, your first real shot at practicing that. We used I believe it was the button up brand, and we came up with our own style guides. You made some graphics for the do's and the don'ts of it. That was all practice, getting you pretty much ready for the final, which is finishing up your style guides for the brands that you chose. So, of course, always go through all your resources before you tackle any of the actual work itself. This week we're going to be doing the style guide components, so I'm going to go ahead and pop in here and show you that. So you already know what a brand style guide is. We did that. But now we're working, instead of the practice files, you're going to be working towards the files that you've been working on. A few of you had feedback from me because you started working on like your Beats Fest ones. A few of you didn't get the logo feedback from me in the grading area, so make sure you go back and check any feedback from me before moving forward, because some of you still have changes to the logos that need to be made, and you don't want to make all the graphics and such and still not be done technically with the logos. So go back and check the feedback area and make sure that you have all that first. So this week we're specifically focusing on messaging and formatting. So pretty much starting your brand vision and then getting your document set up with all basically your placeholder pages, okay? So you're going to be creating a professional looking brand style guide in InDesign for your chosen client. Create only the required components listed below. So try not to work ahead on this, because you're going to want my feedback on it before you move too much forward week by week here. So try not to do the whole book or anything. Just do the actual requirements for this week. So the messaging, you're going to be writing out the brand vision for your client. So you're going to have a mission statement. So paraphrase the mission statement for the company. You're pulling a lot of the information from down here in the client briefs, but at this point you have like an idea of what you envision the brand to be. So, kind of paraphrase, use some of the copy, but also rewrite it a little bit to make it your own. So you're going to answer the questions here. Identify the corporate culture. Have you identified the objectives? How's the mission statement of your company different from its competitors, and so forth? Define the personality and the tone of your whole book. Your target audience is going to be in there. And then as far as formatting, you're going to be starting the actual document. So most of you will be doing this in InDesign, so you'll want to make sure you're submitting like one multi-page document, not like a bunch of individual pages, because I won't take it that way. So make sure you're using one single document with multiple pages inside of it, okay? So the first thing that we're working on is making a cover page. Show your logo mock-up, consider how the logo will look placed on one or more mediums, such as print and digital. You're going to create your table of contents. Create an overview section with 2 or 3 sentences describing the purpose of the style guide and how it relates to the aesthetics. And then answer some questions in here. Okay, then you're going to be creating like what pages you're going to have all of this stuff on for the rest of the book. Now at this point, it's not going to look like just a Word document. You're going to be designing the actual style guide book. So think about what your cover might look like. Maybe it'll be like a red background. Maybe you'll have an image on it. Really think from a brand's perspective what you would be sending out for your brand book. And definitely don't be afraid to go to like Behance. I don't think I'm logged in Opera. But look up style guides if you haven't. Like, these are some, just pretty basic covers, but really think about what you want your book to look like and actually make it a really nice looking, book, because we're going to be working on this throughout the rest of the semester. Okay? Thank you so much, and email me with any questions.